Beacon Kids! So we are continuing our series on Old Testament stories. And so far we've seen how God looked after Ruth and Naomi through Boaz, haven't we? We saw how Daniel was brave and trusted God even when he was thrown in the lion's den. Look at them scary lions. We also saw that Miriam trusted God with her little baby brother Moses. And we also saw that Esther was incredibly brave and knew that God would look after her when she went before the king. Today we're doing the story of Jericho and Israel. You've heard that one, yeah? And in this one, God tells his people to do something quite strange. He tells them to bring down the walls of Jericho. They're going to just use a trumpet and worship. I mean, that's not what you normally use, is it? Like to clean your teeth, you would use a toothbrush, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want to go and use some cotton wool or anything like that. Blah. Or to comb your hair, you would use a brush, and you wouldn't use spaghetti. Oh, that's gonna stay there. Nice. You wouldn't eat soup with a fork, would you? It would all just run off. You'd rather eat it with a spoon. That looks yummy. Or like to have a drink of water. You would use a cup or a glass, wouldn't you? You wouldn't use like a colander. That would just... Yeah, you're not getting much water there, are you? No. Doesn't really work, does it? Or if you're cutting some paper, you'd want to use a pair of scissors. Carefully. You wouldn't really want to use a pair of glasses. Good luck there. Or to knock down a really high wall. You would want to use a hammer or a battering ram or something really strong to knock it down. You wouldn't use a trumpet. You're not even touching it. That is exactly what God asked his people to do. He asked them to trust him and he will give them the victory. So let's find out.
After Moses died, God gave his people a new leader called Joshua. He was going to lead them into the promised land. Joshua sent 2 spies into Jericho, the city that stood in between them and the promised land. A woman called Rahab helped the spies, and when the king's soldiers came looking for them, she sent them in the other direction. Although Rahab was not an Israelite, she knew God was on their side and asked the spies to remember her and be kind to her. But first, Joshua had to get everyone across the Jordan River to march on Jericho. He trusted God, and as soon as the carriers of the Ark of the Covenant stepped into the river, the water around them stopped flowing. They were all able to walk across the river safely, and they knew God was with them. God gave Joshua very detailed instructions about how to win the fight against Jericho. The huge walls were designed to stop anyone getting in. Joshua told the soldiers to march around the walls once. Priests with trumpets went in front, but nobody else made a sound. They did this every day for 6 days. On the 7th day, the soldiers marched around the walls 7 times, and on the 7th time, the men with the trumpets lifted them high and everyone shouted in an enormous war cry. The walls began to crumble before their eyes. Joshua shouted, "God has won the victory! Destroy the city, save only Rahab and her family." And with a great crash the walls fell down. God won the victory and the Israelites reached the promised land.
Amazing! So another story of how our wonderful God keeps his promises and looks after his people. And it just shows how important trusting God is, even though it doesn't look like the sensible thing to do, does it? Like, it's not sensible to run around the building and blow trumpets and expect it to fall down, is it? Well, wait, is that why you're running? Are you running around a building to see if it's going to fall down? Isn't that your house where you live? Do you really want to see if God's going to make that fall down? You numpty. Well, have fun trying to hold that up. Well, Beacon Kids, we're going to have some worship. So take care. Have a good week. Oh, keep it up. Keep it up.
God made me who I'm meant to be. He loves me just the way I am. God made me who I'm meant to be. His dream for me is so amazing. For this simple reason, I am happy to be me. Whoa, whoa, my God watches over me. watches over me.